Hey guys, Lord Naren White here, the Holy Ghost, the one true God. Back with you with the next video in my Line of God's Daily Diary series. As usual, before I discuss what I have achieved since yesterday's Daily Diary video, I want to go ahead and read you a chapter from the Bible. Today I will be continuing with Leviticus chapter 18. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am the Lord your God. After the doings of the land of Egypt wherein ye dwelt shall ye not do, and after the doings of the land of Canaan whither I bring you shall ye not do, neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. Ye shall do my judgments, and keep mine ordinances to walk therein. I am the Lord your God. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them. I am the Lord. None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him, to uncover their nakedness. I am the Lord. The nakedness of thy father, or the nakedness of thy mother, shalt thou not uncover. She is thy mother, thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. The nakedness of thy father's wife shalt thou not uncover, it is thy father's nakedness. The nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father, or daughter of thy mother, whether she be born at home or born abroad, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover. The nakedness of thy son's daughter, or of thy daughter's daughter, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover, for theirs is thine own nakedness. The nakedness of thy father's wife's daughter, begotten of thy father, she is thy sister, thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's sister, she is thy father's near kinswoman. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sister, for she is thy mother's near kinswoman. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's brother. Thou shalt not approach to his wife, she is thine aunt. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy daughter-in-law, she is thy son's wife. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy brother's wife, it is thy brother's nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter, neither shalt thou take her son's daughter, or her daughter's daughter, to uncover her nakedness, for they are her near kinswoman. It is wickedness. Neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister, to vex her, to uncover her nakedness, beside the other in her lifetime. Also thou shalt not approach unto a woman to uncover her nakedness, as long as she is put apart for her uncleanness. Moreover, thou shalt not lie carnally with thy neighbor's wife, to defile thyself with her. And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech, neither shalt thou profane the name of the Lord thy God. I am the Lord. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind, it is an abomination. Neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith, neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto, it is confusion. Defile not ye yourselves in any of these things, for in all these nations are defiled which I cast out before you. And the land is defiled, therefore I do visit the iniquity thereof upon it, and the land itself vomiteth out her inhabitants. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, and shall not commit any of these abominations, neither any of your own nation, nor any stranger that sojourneth among you. For all these abominations have the men of the land done which were before you, and the land is defiled. That the land spew not you out also when ye defile it, as it is spewed out to the nations that were before you. For whosoever shall commit any of these abominations, even the souls that commit them shall be cut off from among their people. Therefore shall ye keep mine ordinance, that ye commit not any one of these abominable customs, which were committed before you, and that ye defile not yourselves therein. I am the Lord your God. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Now, this chapter deals a lot with this idea of, not committing sexual sins. And I'll just go ahead and do a little analysis before I offer my analysis. Yeah, it's basically against incest and other forms of morality, right? So, I want to go ahead and offer some examples in the Bible, um, which is basically this idea that is basically this idea that there are a few examples in the Bible that immediately came to my mind when discussing this sexual sin that God does not allow. So the first example chronologically is Reuben sleeping with Zilpah or Bilhah. I don't quite remember. I think it's Bilhah, if I have to guess. It's important to try to remember. I think it's Bilhah. Yes, he sleeps with Bilhah. Okay, yeah. This is Genesis 35:22, and it is a transgression against his dad Jacob, and ultimately Reuben loses his birthright. So it's a very shameful thing, and that's exactly what God says. You shouldn't sleep with your father's wife. That's his wife. So what seems like obvious common sense to me is when you look at the story of the Bible, if you believe what is taught there, that human beings have a sin nature, and sometimes unfortunately that sin nature manifests in incestual behaviors. Now the next one is when Absalom rapes his sister. Okay, so Absalom is the son of David. So Absalom rapes his sister, and then, incredibly, his sister tells him that now he should take her to wife. But it doesn't work out that way. Right? Yeah, so Absalom rapes her, and she says now they're supposed to be married because he raped her. And unfortunately, we get the violent struggle between Absalom and David. We get that one of the most famous lines in the Bible, where David says, "Absalom, my Absalom, would to God that he had died for thee. Would to God that David had died for thee." So very powerful. What happens when the brother sleeps with the sister? In this case, rapes her. What happens? Unfortunately, there's a violent struggle, and David and David and Absalom clash, and Absalom dies. The last example is in the New Testament, where Paul speaks about how he heard rumor that one of the new believers had slept with his dad's wife or ex-wife, something like that. I don't know what it was, but it was a rumor like that. And basically the idea behind that is God does not encourage men to commit these incestual sexual sins. And of course, it's also mentioned the idea of not committing these sexual sins with animals, etc. So that's basically the idea, is that he's guiding his people that these behaviors are not going to work out for them. So basically, like, the idea is that that these sins will lead. God is explaining that they're going to be rebuked, and unfortunately, they can lead to, like in the case of Reuben and Israel and Jacob, they don't lead to violence, but in the case of Absalom and David, they do. And of course, we also know, that David struggles with his own adultery at one point, where he commits adultery with Bathsheba and sends Uriah the Hittite out to the front lines to die. So it's not that David doesn't redeem himself from the sin. It's that the sin of adultery is a great stain in God's eyes. Because the purpose of life is to serve God perfectly. And the idea is, whosoever committeth sin is a servant to sin. And adultery is a very, it's a carnal sin. It's one that consumes a man in lust and covetousness, in adultery and in sin. So God does not look favorably upon those impure thoughts, words, and actions. So with that, I'll go ahead and end the Bible reading there for today, and transition over to what I have achieved since yesterday's Daily Dive video. Since yesterday's Daily Dive video, I worked out my core. And with no further achievements since yesterday's Daily Dive video, I want to go ahead and say thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, as it greatly helps the channel. Light be with you all. Take care, and thanks again.